In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can get an infinite amount of the best brain rots inside of the game, and I'm not even joking. Ever since a few updates ago, Escape Tsunami for Brainrots has added many ways in order to do this, and has actually tremendously improved in the last update or two. Even after the developers tried and nerfing this system, you can still make huge advantage of this. If this video does help you guys out, please make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 520k subscribers. That would be a lot of help, and I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. Now, for this method, it's actually very easy, and you're able to do this even if you're a pretty new player, meaning, you know, you don't have the best stuff already. And there's actually multiple ways you can do all of this. Obviously, the first absolute method is by simply just waiting for a divine lucky block to spawn, or some of the best ones, aka whatever you're looking for. But obviously, nobody wants to do that, so that is not an applicable method for literally any of us, I feel like. But if you do go to the end of the game, there's actually a very common chance that you can get yourself some of the better brain rots, aka the secrets and the celestials. Celestials actually spawn in this final area, and as you can see, there's a rare lucky block there for some reason. Okay, but why is it there, bro? But I highly recommend you stand in the area between the two sections, the celestial as well as the secret, because you're gonna end up choosing one thing here. Now, your goal actually, while you're standing here, oh my god, I just got smacked almost, but you want to pick up the brain rot that has the highest level more than anything else. However, if you do have the opportunity to see a celestial, definitely get it. You can upgrade it later, and that's perfectly fine, okay? But as you can see, I mean, I don't really have a great chance. Oh, look at that. Well, a celestial has spawned, so we're just going to go ahead and pick up this guy. He's only level 7, but it is obviously way better than picking up a secret, so we're going to take him. Like I said, you are able to upgrade these secrets and add mutations on them later on. That is perfectly okay. But with one of the most recent updates, I believe the last update, to be honest, the developers added this spin the wheel, and this spin the wheel actually came with obviously the money event, the lucky mutation, the money mutation, and as well as, you know, just the event itself. The event, though, comes in with something very, very important that we're gonna really need. In the past, we had the black hole spawn machine, which is pretty good, but with this update, we actually got the ATM spawn machine. And guess what? What you're gonna do with your best brain rot is just throw it in there. But wait, because before you throw it in, you need to check off some very important thing. Now, as you can see, there is no event happening right now, and it actually doesn't say it up on top, but we can assume that it's somewhere in the middle of the radioactive event, or just like a little bit before or a little bit after, and that's just simply because it happens pretty often. But before that happens, you want to actually join in the game and go to your spawn machine and max this thing out. The spawn machine by default maxes out at the 45-minute mark. As you can see, I decided to go over because I genuinely feel like it makes me feel luckier. So we're at 79 minutes. I believe it can go up to 60 minutes in your favor for the ATM spawn machine. And you might be wondering, well, how does, you know, the spawn machine over here have any correlation to the other spawn machine? After all, the ATM machine is inside of the middle of the map, and that is where it's very surprising. This is the part where I feel like the developers actually made a mistake, because it's not supposed to matter. However, once this machine spawns, you will notice that this does make a big difference. The ATM spawn machine, similar to the normal spawn machine that we have here, actually gives you some of the best mutations in the game, and not only that, but it actually allows you to duplicate your brain rots, and I literally mean duplicate it by going from 1 to 2. I mean, just to show you over here inside of my own little plot, I have these two Bulbito Banditos, and as you can see, everything in terms of their stats are the exact same. They make the same amount of money, they are the same exact level, and obviously they have the same mutation. And you might say, like, maybe I've just done this for the video to, you know, where you can see that these two things are the same, and I'm lying. Well, first of all, to actually upgrade this thing, as you can see, it cost me 21 million, and these guys only make 60 million or 60 bags per second. So getting 21 million bags is gonna take me a very long time to level them up, and obviously I'm not gonna to do that. I am also actually going to show you how you can max level them out too in this video. But it is the spawn machine, because I actually went ahead and recorded myself duplicating these Bulbitos, and we're going to do it again in this video. As you can see right here, I went ahead and I only had one, right? I go to my base. Right here, I had the Bulbito Bandito. This is obviously the same one, except it actually doesn't have a mutation. So I do also get a mutation on this thing, but if I play this video, as you can see, during this money event, there is the ATM machine right here in the center. This is it. And because of the fact I had over 45 minutes in the game, as you can see, it lets me craft it with the max luck craft. And I should mention, this thing is not cheap whatsoever. During the 45 minutes that, you spend in the game getting your spawn machine up, I highly recommend you're constantly collecting your cash, because the developers actually base it off of your money to know how much they should, charge you. I believe it's based off your money per second, so make sure you're definitely staying in the game for a little bit. That way you have a good amount of money for when you need to use the ATM machine. But basically, I go up to this thing, right? And right here, you can literally craft it with the one single thing, so you don't actually have to add anything else, which is a benefit of this machine. And as you can see, when I craft it, well, you might say right here, it says ATM refund, money return. Now, this time it failed, and all it did was just give me back my money without any benefit. But then 20 or 30 seconds later, when you can use the machine again, you basically just wait for the waves to, go away. And then you put it back in, and look at this, bro. We're gonna craft it, and we got ATM double. If you notice, before I put it in the machine, it had these things without any mutations. But right after it goes in the machine, just look on ahead over here, because as you can see, now it is making like 10 times more with the money mutation, which actually is not even the best yet. Basically, anytime you get anything other than a refund, usually something good has happened. Now, I actually go ahead and try this even more times. The next time, though, as you can see, we got the duplication. Duped your luck 60 minutes. This is why I actually say you should stay in the game for 60 minutes. But it said my 60-minute luck is the reason I duplicated my Brainrots. And as you can see, now I actually have 2 of these. And these are the same exact 2 I am currently using right now. If you actually have alt accounts as well, you're able to take an even bigger advantage of this, because you can have 2 accounts doing this at once when you have like at least 2 Brainrots to use. And I actually did the same exact thing. As you can see, I have an account called New Player 72 in my game, and unironically, this is a new player. I have literally never touched the account, but I'm gonna go ahead and trade my main account. And from my main account, I'm just gonna, give myself something. Like, let's go ahead, just throw, I don't know, a job Sahur. Wait, actually, I think it's just gonna be a whole lot beneficial if I just give myself one of these Tractoritos, because I can only use one at a time while doing this method. Here, I'll just go ahead and gift it to myself. There you go. And then on my alt, we basically just accept it. And this is actually going to let us quickly grind out the game. Bro, stop telling me to pick up the closest Brainrot. I already have one, bro. I don't want to do this no more. No, but it's genuinely really easy to set up your alt accounts for things like this, because all I do is come over here and then just, place the Brainrot. There we go. And let's go ahead and increase our speed. That is literally it. You can also increase your carry. I recommend you do it, but get your speed to about 200, so that way you're running pretty fast. This is gonna allow you to now use this Tractorito that I have on my alt account at the same time as my main account. What did it cost me? Literally nothing. I can now duplicate 2 things at once, because look at this account. I actually have over 100 minutes. I actually prefer moving this account upwards, since it does not have the VIP game pass, so it's very easy to die on here. Looking at the video though, it does seem to spawn in the legendary area, so let's move it over there. It is already fast enough, so we just have to kind of watch out for these waves that are coming over us. Oh my god, bro, not the snake fast and slow wave happening all at once over my head. Okay, that's great. Oh, actually, this is the legendary area, so perfect. We just stay here. Now, slight issue, I forgot to actually bring the Brainrot, but that's okay, because I actually needed to stay at spawn for a few more minutes, because we need to get some money, like I said, for when this thing comes. That way, we have enough to upgrade. All you really have to do is just simply wait here and just collect its cash, and then it's going to spawn in, and we just take our brawlers, or not our brawlers, bro, this ain't no Brawl Stars. We're basically just gonna take our Brainrots over there. Since my main account does have a greater money per second and is basically a lot more stacked, it is gonna require me to have a lot more money. I believe every time I do this method, it costs me like 1 million. Also, the mutations and what's it called, levels aren't the only thing it can change. This Brainrot used to, you know, be level 163 without the money mutation and obviously not making a lot of money. But you can actually get the Brainrot to completely change, and my goal is to get some better Brainrots here, because honestly, the only divine on this account I've gotten is the Bulbito. So I'm trying to get a handle of some of the other ones, and what I'm gonna do is just literally wait, make tons of cash, and do this with both accounts at once. From what I've heard, it's about a 1 in 4 chance, or like a 1 in 5 chance of you you know, duplicating it when you're past the 60-minute mark. But keep in mind, I personally have not had the greatest luck with that. Some people are luckier than the rest. The only worst part is that you actually have to wait for this event, because using the spawn machine here, you can only really do it once per hour. It's not that good. Okay, it looks like we got the radioactive event happening, which this is actually not the one we want. There's no way to properly make advantage of this thing, and there's nothing I can really do here, so this is pretty useless. But since this did end and the next event is Wacky Waves, we basically know it's gonna happen in between the radioactive event right now and the Wacky Waves event. Oh no, I did not mean to open the space lucky block. No, 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 no. Oh no. I didn't mean to open it. But as you can see, we've made a lot of money. We're almost at 5 million, which is equivalent to 5-0, and it's gonna go up extremely fast when I can get more of these divines. And I did forget to mention, obviously, if some of you guys, you know, don't have divines yet, or even celestials, bro, for real, all you gotta do is just run to the end of the map and collect some secrets and trade players in public server. Now, I can't actually leave the server because, you know, my luck boost is crazy high, but a lot of players are willing to make small trades like that, giving you celestials if you can give them Brainrots with some mutations. It's actually very easy to get mutations on your Brainrots now, because you can wait for weather events to, you know, apply them, or you could just, you know, pick it up from like a lucky block like this one. What is this? Wait, that was a money secret lucky block, bro. I wish I kind of got that, but it's fine because I don't really need the secret. But you're literally able to get the best stuff. Like, even this stuff over here in the shop. You know how we got the Din Din Voltero? Yeah, forget about that, bro, because you just don't need it anymore. It is so easy to get if we can actually get this money event to spawn, which is different per server, I believe, depending on how fresh your server is. You know, there's a rate at which it happens, so I'm not quite sure how it works. And oh my god, we just got a random celestial avocado knee. What is that, bro? Yo, emerald. Okay, I will take it. That is actually the luckiest I've ever gotten with the spin the wheel thing. Now, there is also actually a way to upgrade your Brainrot to the max level. Keep in mind, doing this will actually cost you your entire spawn machine time, which is okay. If you're done grinding for the night, you might as well go ahead do it. But what you actually want to do is simply just pick up 2 of these common Brainrots, and you want to make sure, you know, they don't have actually any mutations on them. And you're literally gonna go to your base, place these guys down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them like right here, right? This is a good spot. And then just max them out to max level. Wait, hold the button to mass upgrade. Yo, finally, this is a feature. Thank you, Gabe. This might cost a little bit. You might not be able to get it to, you know, max if you're a newer player, but that's okay. Just get it as high as you can and try to match their levels. What this actually does is it tricks the game into thinking that you have all max Brainrot. So basically, when you go ahead place these things, so we got the PP Kiwi in there, and then if we go up here, get Mr. Tim Cheese real quick. Oh my god, let's go ahead and put him in the machine. If I now actually go ahead and put my best Brainrot that I want to get to level 175, it's very likely it's gonna be a very high level. The devs did nerf this, so now it's not guaranteed to be level 175, which kind of sucks, but it's still so overpowered. That's how I was actually able to get this this originally to level 163 before getting 2 more levels from the ATM machine. So it was very good to use, and I highly recommend it, especially if, you know, you don't have any high level brain rots, because this allows you to make way more money. Leveling up your brain rots once or twice gives a lot of money, but I'm not gonna go ahead and do this because, you know, I don't want to waste my time. Oh my god, bro. We got 4 times luck going on too now. Also, from what I actually heard from the developers now, or I guess the community, is that when you actually rejoin, this spawn machine keeps the luck once. So since this event has still yet to happen, I do want to test it out. It does say the money event is in 30 minutes. So yeah, I was wrong about the timing of it, but I don't want to wait another 30 minutes, bro. I've been in this server for like 3 hours almost. But we're gonna go ahead and rejoin just to see if that's actually true. Okay, I'm joining a completely fresh server, and yes, oh my god, your spawn machine luck 60 minutes was restored. No way, bro. That's insane, because now you can wait for the money event in a different server or stuff like that. Now, obviously, the timing for this is the same as the other server momentarily because, you know, of the different. But sometimes, you know, the money event that's happening in your server may not actually be happening in other ones. It can be a little bit different. But I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please go ahead and watch this video on the screen right here. I went and picked it for you myself. I really think you're going to like this video far more than the rest. So hurry up and pick it because this video is about to end. And until then, hurry pick one. Bye.